Hi Gemini, welcome to your weekly reading for January 3rd to January 9th. Let's see what your theme is here for this week. It's a theme for Gemini for this week of January 3rd to January 9th. What does Gemini have coming up this week for January 3rd to January 9th, 2022? Okay, so what I'm hearing here is something about bringing some joy into your work and kind of just almost like distracting yourself from seeing some kind of response or result from something. It's almost like a shift in your energy or shifting your perspective or your focus onto something else, because there could be something that you're doing, something you're working on, something you're very dedicated to and committed to. But there's almost like there's a need to almost bring more of a lighthearted approach to it with this playfulness card. Tuning into a sense of joy or, like a sense of playfulness to something that you're doing, like bringing some kind of fun to what you're doing. And then the right opportunities will come when they're meant to come. But it's almost like going more into a energetic space of fun and play will help you to relax. It will help you to enjoy something that you're doing or something that you're working on a lot more easier, like bring a sense of pleasure to it. It will help you kind of live in the moment or be present with what you're engaged in at the moment. I feel like with the playfulness, there's this energy of being in the moment and being present. Because play and fun bring that out. Like that's how we kind of we can help ourselves be in the moment. Is a lot of times when we're enjoying ourselves, we're not really focusing on what's coming up for us or wanting to be somewhere else, because we're really enjoying where we are right now. So I almost kind of feel like with that playfulness card, this has an energy of being in the moment and being present with where you are at the moment, and not like trying to focus too much on what's coming up for you or when it's going to come up or how something is going to show up. Yeah. Okay. So being present, I feel like, is part of your theme here for this week. Okay. Let's go into the beginning of the week for January 3rd to January 9th for Gemini. What's the beginning of the week look like for Gemini for January 3rd to January 9th? Oh, look at that. Okay, so divine timing seems to be really important here. It's almost like you're waiting on something. So you have that patience card. Wow. Okay. Waiting for something. What's coming up for Gemini this week? January 3rd to January 9th. Card for the patience card. Eight of Air. Okay, so feeling stuck, feeling like we're not sure where to move or what direction to go in. Guidance messages for patience and Eight of Air for Gemini. Okay. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, so reflecting on the past. First, I heard the word guilt. Oh, sorry, you can't see that, can you? Okay, I heard the word guilt. Six of Water. Like guilt from something from the past, or reflecting on mistakes, or reflecting on how something should have been done, or how we could have done something differently. A lot of reflection here with that Six of Water. Okay, can we clarify the Six of Water for Gemini? Ace of Air. Okay, interesting. All right, so this is about, so there's something here that you're reflecting on. You're you're seeing something from a different perspective, or there's something that you're reflecting on where you're needing to see something from a different perspective. But either way, with that Ace of Air, there's clarity coming in for it. There's something here that it's like you're waiting for some kind of solution, because that Eight of Air is the energy of being stuck. You're being stuck, and you're having your perception, your thoughts. I'm not sure where to go, it's almost like you're in the dark. That's what I'm kind of seeing here. You're feeling like you're in the dark. But I like the Ace of Air though, because that is clarity. So there's some clarity coming in here for you. I almost kind of feel like there's a need to reorient your energy, like a need to pull your energy out of something that you've been focusing on for a while. It's almost like if there's a problem that you're trying to find a solution to, it's almost as if putting so much focus on it is not actually helping. It's just perhaps causing anxiety. So I almost kind of feel like this week may be a good week to detach, pull yourself out of something, and do something else and then come back to it, kind of thing. Or it's almost like sometimes when you are, like if you're in school and you're kind of trying to figure out the solution to a math problem or something, and you've been at it for hours and hours and hours and you can't figure it out. Sometimes it's helpful to just like take a break, go do something else, go have some fun, go to the movies, or go watch a movie, or go hang out with your friends, something, and then come back. It's almost like that need to refresh your energy, refresh your mind, because I'm seeing that you may be just thinking about something too much, or you're focused too much on something, and it's actually not really helping. It's just causing, this feeling of being like stuck somewhere. Yeah, and that's why that playfulness card is here. Okay, so we're going into the beginning of the week with Spirit kind of guiding you, letting you know that it's okay to kind of take a break from something if you can't figure out a solution to a problem, to go have some fun, go do something else, get your mind off of things, and come back to it. Okay, let's go into the middle of the week for Gemini, for January 3rd to January 9th. Ten of Water. Beautiful. Okay. Of Water. What about the Ten of Water? Gemini, clarify the Ten of Water. Magician. Okay, beautiful. All right, so this is nice. I like this. The Ten of Water is fulfillment. It's sometimes it's in connections or relationships with others, but this is also just emotional fulfillment, happiness, reaching the end goal, being in a state of bliss is what I'm seeing. And then the Magician card is feeling powerful. It's manifesting, being able to create something. So I really feel like there's something in the middle of the week that something starts to take shape or take form, or you may start to see some progress somewhere. So it's almost like there's something here in the beginning of the week, or maybe an energy that you've been in for a while, where you're feeling stuck and you're feeling like if you're not seeing progress, you're not seeing any movement forward. And then in the beginning of the week with that Ace of Air, there's something clearing the way. There's something that is moving out of the way. And so then we go into the middle of the week here with feeling like, okay, we're seeing progress, we're seeing movement forward, and that could possibly be helping you to reconnect with this sense of joy and optimism and happiness, and feeling like, okay, so things are working out, I'm in the right place with that Ten of Water. With the Ten of Water, I heard the word bliss, so feeling bliss about something that you're creating too, the Magician here. You did have that. I'm now remembering your yearly forecast that this is a powerful year for you, because that Magician kept showing up for you. I remember it showed up twice right next to each other. So you're very powerful this week. There you have the, they're showing me like the golden hand, like you have the wand in your hand and you can kind of create and manifest whatever it is that you want this year. So that manifestation power is there for you. I'm hearing the word patience, which we had that. So patience on how something is showing up, because you could feel that you can feel powerful and feeling like, I know what I'm doing and I know what I want to create. And then you kind of put your energy towards it, but it may not happen as quickly as you want it to happen. So that's why patience is really important here, and making sure you're grounded and in the moment. Okay, so 10 of water and Magician. Clarify the 10 of water and the Magician for Gemini. Thank you. Oh, beautiful. Okay, Queen of Air. So you're using your wisdom, you're using your intuition and hearing. You're using your intellect, you're using your mind to something. It's the Queen of Air. What is the Queen of Air doing? Wow, beautiful. Okay, so I feel like some of you might be seen for your wisdom. 6 of Fire is having the spotlight on you. It's about victory, being acknowledged, being seen for something, something that you bring to the table, some kind of value, something that I feel like it's wisdom, though. I feel like you're sharing some kind of expertise, or you're a master at something powerful. This is interesting. Okay, so it's almost like this week you're going to be acknowledged for something. You're going to be in the spotlight. There's some kind of recognition coming in here for you. It's going to help you feel validated or confirmed in your path. Because you have that Magician card. So it's like you are trying to co-create with spirit some kind of outcome or some kind of reality for yourself. And this week, in the middle of the week, you may feel like you're seeing some progress or something is coming to light. With that Queen of Air, it's like she is doing her best to be very patient and being very discerning about how she puts something out, or maybe you're being seen in this way. You're being seen as someone who is very knowledgeable and very wise. Let me do one more with the Queen of Air. Can you clarify the Queen of Air for Gemini? Queen of Air for Gemini. I feel like this is a talent. It's like you're being seen for some kind of talent with the Queen of Air. Yeah, something that you can do really well, I'm seeing. And it has something to do with your mind is part of it. It's like the way you do it. It could be something about your creativity, or it's not the Queen of Wands, but for some reason they're showing me that with the Queen of Air, it's like something that she can do, but it's almost in the way that she executes it. She has to use her intellect for it. Like she does it in a very methodical, analytical way, or she does it in a very wise way. Like she knows what works. So it's like she could be an extremely creative person, and she could be creating a business with honing in on her creative skills. But it's like in the way that she runs that business is what's being acknowledged, and it's what she's using the most to help her create some kind of reality for herself. Beautiful. And then the 3 of Water. So again, celebration. So it's like you are being acknowledged, or you're celebrating or seeing that something is working out here for you. I think that's why the Patience card is coming, and the divine timing, because you could be thinking like, why isn't something happening? But I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you it's coming. Just be patient. Okay. Let's go into the end of the week here for Gemini. End of the week for Gemini, January 3rd, January 9th. Look at that, 9 of Fire, beautiful. So this is exactly what I was talking about with that Queen of Air. The 9 of Fire is someone who is able to, again, create, transform, and manifest what they want out of life by using the lessons that they've learned. It's almost like they've had to really hone some skills. But the 9 of Fire doesn't come without its trials and tribulations. Like you had to really go through a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges. You were really tested, put to the test in order to refine yourself into this place of mastery. And so towards the end of the week, you're really feeling the flow, like there's a creative flow that's going to come in here for you. And it's going to allow you to create. It's almost like you are dancing with this energy that's just flowing around you. They're showing me like being swept up in the water, or like being swept up in a wave. Like you're just flowing with the wave. You're going to be carried away with it. And what that will help you do, and it's like a wave of creativity, a wave of energy, a wave of passion. And you're going to be able to harness that. And it's almost like they're showing me that you've been carried away by this wave many times, but in the past, it may have been something where it's like you're learning how to ride the wave. Like maybe before it was more like we were pushed around by it, and we were, and we came out with some scars and bruises, and we got hit by some of the coral underneath the water. And so it's almost like there was this refining of learning how to navigate ourselves when those waves come. Like how do we master that so we can use it to our benefit, and we can use it to transform an outcome for ourselves that works for us, rather than it having power over us. It's a force for good if we know how to harness it, if we know how it works, if we know how to go with it when it comes. I hope that makes sense. They were showing me an image, so I was trying to. Okay, 9 of Fire. Let's clarify the 9 of Fire. Beautiful. Okay, so Page of Earth is all about exploring and kind of those beginning stages of figuring out what do we want to do with what we have. It's about building, and oh, how beautiful. Okay, so we have the Sun card here. I feel like this is a new beginning in terms of a new foundation, almost with the Page of Earth. It's like you're on that path of a new foundation, and you're navigating it. There's something that you're navigating, but it's coming from a place of a lot of lessons learned. It's not like you're a newbie or you don't know what you're doing. It's more of like just a new stage, a new path, a new book to write based off of where you've been. But with that Sun card, it's like you are right where you're meant to be. There's a lot of joy and happiness and connection with your identity, a connection with your inner power here with that Sun card. Let's clarify the Sun. Upliftment. I'm hearing upliftment. Let's clarify the Sun for Gemini this week. There could also be, with that Page of Earth, there could also be something new that you are discovering you can do based off of something that you're already doing. So, for example, if you are, you have some kind of creative skill or some kind of ability and you're working on that, or maybe you're building a business around it, you could find that as you're building this business, that there's some other aspects to the business that you need to do. And you're kind of like working on that with the Page of Earth. So it could be something that you're discovering you're actually really good at. But just in general, it's like you're building, you're placing a focus around building something around something that you have mastered. So, business is kind of what they're showing me here. So, it could be the logistics of that business, so like the paperwork, filing your business name, that kind of thing, building a website, marketing, the other aspects of something that is built around the main thing here. But I see you being really happy and enjoying your work and enjoying something that you're doing here. Let's clarify the Sun for Gemini. Okay, they're saying the Sun doesn't need a clarification card, so I'm just going to leave it there because the Sun is, in of itself, is such a powerful, beautiful card. It is that joy and happiness. It's one of the best cards in the deck. So it's like, doesn't need a clarification. It is what it is. They're saying happy is happy, right? You don't need a clarification for happy. So, okay. So no clarification for sun. And look at this. We have the King of Earth at the bottom of the deck, which is super powerful. And this is also about long-term stability, long-term prosperity and wealth. And going to the next level is what I'm seeing, going to the next level and establishing really firm and solid foundations for yourself and for your children, your family, your, down the line. There's something that you're building for yourself where it's almost like you can rest assured in that safety that you are taking care of. So you're assuming this King of Earth energy. This is what you're taking on. This is what you're embodying, Gemini. This is what you're building. This is foundations for yourself. Okay, challenge for Gemini this coming week for January 3rd to January 9th. Challenge for Gemini. Okay. The Golden Palace and the Mountain. So the Mountain is all about how do we want to navigate our the obstacles that come our way. Do we want to go around the mountain? Do we want to go through the mountain? Do we want to go over the mountain? So it's all about how you approach certain problems is what's going to help you reach the Golden Palace much easier. So it's almost like you have this beautiful dream in your mind. That's the Golden Palace. But it's all a matter of how can we get there? And they're bringing me back to the playfulness card. And the playfulness card is now saying that some problems don't need to be as difficult as sometimes we make them out to be. With that 8 of air, it's like if we can kind of get out of our mind a little bit and detach yourself from worries and how we're going to, so instead of seeing it as like this, okay, there's this huge mountain that I have to climb. How in the world am I going to do this? It's almost like shifting your perspective of maybe we don't have to worry so much about the mountain itself, but maybe we can just focus on just starting out on this little path down over here and see where that leads us. So kind of tackling maybe directly what's in front of you instead of seeing the big picture, because sometimes when we have these really big dreams and goals for ourselves, we can get overwhelmed with needing to get straight to that goal. That sometimes creating the smaller goals or the smaller steps in front of us are a lot easier to manage, So like, for example, not saying anyone that needs to do this, but as an example, if we want to lose weight, like let's say we want to lose like 50 pounds, maybe 50 pounds is a little too overwhelming for some of us, take on right in the beginning. So maybe just like, let's just go for a walk, especially if we're not used to working out or, we're new to it. So starting off, we'll eventually get to the 50 pounds, but if we kind of just focus on the 50 pounds, it kind of loses it becomes intimidating and it's actually disempowering rather than inspiring us, So it's all about our frame of mind. And I feel like that playfulness, bringing a sense of joy and playfulness and being in the present moment will help you to eventually reach that Golden Palace or get to that end goal. But it's almost about how we approach it. We can approach it with joy, with happiness, with living in the moment, or we can keep seeing it as this big mountain or this big goal that, will start to feel a bit daunting and too big to climb and start worrying about how we're going to do this. So I kind of feel like here, this is about shifting your frame of mind to more living in the present and bringing a sense of joy and fun to it, because that will help you get to where you want to go. So the goal itself doesn't change, but it's how we get to that goal is what they're saying to maybe shift here if you feel like you're in that 8 of air and kind of feeling like you're stuck. Okay, let's get into what Gemini can look forward to this week. What can Gemini look forward to this week? January 3rd to January 9th. Oh, wow. My goodness. So many cards. Okay, too many cards. Let's do that again. Just one card, please. Gemini. Beautiful. I love that. Commitment. Yeah. I feel like this is about you just staying loyal to what matters the most to you. So for some of you, this is a relationship. For some of you, this is about your work. And some of you, this is just about your life path. But I feel like this week there is you're going to really assess what's important to you in your life and really dedicate and commit yourself to that path. And I really see you kind of coming alive to that. So there may be some validation or some confirmations of success that comes with what you're doing, and it will really help you to commit yourself to something. Some of you may also be signing contracts here as well. So, but auspicious ones, good ones, ones that will help you take on this like king of earth, like you're building your foundations for yourself. So for some of you, you're getting married. Some of you are making a commitment to another person where you want to build a family. You want to build like a lineage. You want to build this, this foundation for yourself. And for others of you, it's in your work. It's in you're signing a business contract, or you're signing on to work for some company. So whatever it is though, the commitment is coming with you establishing solid long-term foundations for yourself this week. Okay, messages from the unicorn for Gemini. Guidance messages for Gemini this week of January 3rd to January 9th. Past lives. Release your past life karma. You are an old soul with deep wisdom. Healing your past lives will raise your vibration. Yeah, beautiful. And I think that a lot of times, sometimes the energy of like worrying or kind of needing to get to some end goal can sometimes be something that actually gets passed down. I've learned about this recently as I was kind of doing some inner work. But it's like sometimes some of these things that are just ingrained in us that we don't really realize. I mean, sometimes we think of patterns that get passed down through like addictions or just, I don't know, like toxic relationships, which is there too. But sometimes it's just how we think. Like how we were taught to think, to worry about things, or to always be not paranoid, but just worry about how something is going to turn out. And so sometimes rewriting that story or reprogramming our mind that we can still be successful and not really have to live in a state of constant worry and stress about it is a possible thing. So I almost kind of feel like some of these things that we take on are things that have been unconsciously taught to us or passed down from previous generations, just based off of they're almost like showing me like kind of how maybe certain generations had to survive, you know, like what kind of state of mind they were in order to survive that time. And, you know, it's just this habit or this pattern that's like, that's what they know. So that's what they teach. And sometimes it doesn't really apply to modern day because the times are different. So it's almost like, that's why sometimes there's this dissonance or this resistance, like it wouldn't make sense. I don't know. I feel like I'm going off on a tangent here, so I'll stop. But I really feel like there's something here about, we're healing something that may be like a pattern that's passed down or something that we've taken on from another life. Maybe there's an imprint that we're here to kind of heal. So I'll leave that there so I don't make it too complicated. Okay, this is a really beautiful week here for you, Gemini. I think that living in the moment is going to really help you to shift your perspective and help you to move forward in a more lighthearted, playful way, which I think is what you're meant for. But a lot of abundance and a lot of long-term commitments coming up here for you too. So beautiful, beautiful week, Gemini. If that reading resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you for next week. Bye, Gemini.